So welcome back to Car Conversations. This one's not going to be in the car today. A couple of little technical issues, so I'm doing this one on the couch. Don't let Windows cost you any more money. No way. Today I'm going to show you how you can stop Windows from costing you money, because recently, in fact, 30th of August last year, Windows stopped support for Windows 10 machines, which essentially has made about 400 million Windows computers absolutely vulnerable and putting you at risk of all sorts of nasty bugs and security breaches. Stay with me, I'll tell you more. So welcome back to my 30-day challenge. This is where I make 30 videos in 30 days. It's all part of that challenge of getting me back into YouTube again. So I'm heading to the phone here to record today. I'm kind of having some technology scares which worry me a little bit, but I'm not going to give up. I will continue. So I've never really been a Windows fan. Well, not since Windows 8 anyway. Windows 8 was an absolute shocker. I go back to Windows 95. I don't quite go back to DOS, but Windows 95, then Windows 98, then XP, and then I think the wheels fell off from there. So it was around about that time that I went and got into Apple Mac, and I love Mac, I really do. But Mac is proving a little bit worrisome at the moment because I think they've lost the essence of what Mac was all about. And I'm quite serious about essence. I feel sadly since Steve passed away that Apple magic isn't there anymore. I think it's all about profit now. I think they've lost that real Mac, like I said, essence. That's gone away, and it makes me sad. Maybe it's just the Gen Xer in me speaking there. What I found is most machines now have a planned obsolescence, as do the cell phones as well, which is not very helpful at all. Now to counteract that problem, I've gone and using Android and Linux. And I'm finding that's quite an adventure that I really am enjoying. And this is where I get to not letting Windows cost you any more money. So back in South Africa in 2015, I had a MacBook Pro, a 2011 MacBook Pro that had really worked well, worked hard for me. I edited video for TV with it. I used it for audio for all my radio stuff and for DJing with those days. And it was starting to get a little bit tired after a very unfortunate situation where I was at a party and a punter stood there Grand Prix style, shook his beer and sprayed me and everyone that was around me full of beer. That's when I found out that beer and a MacBook Pro are not very good friends. So from there, the machine started going downhill. It was just one failure after the next, and it was just an absolute mess. Eventually, what I had to do was I had to get another machine because this one was absolutely knackered and I couldn't do anything with it. At the time in 2015, I couldn't afford a MacBook Pro because it was expensive for me in South Africa at that time. So I opted for a Windows machine and I got a Windows 8.1 machine. In fact, Wendy has still got now. I couldn't gel with it. A couple of months and it just wasn't me. I just couldn't work with it. And with much negotiation, I went and got myself a brand new Apple MacBook Air, little 11-inch, nice and small, nice and compact. But in all fairness, that machine has lasted me. I still have it now. Fast forward 10 years, and in 2025, last year, sort of early-ish, first quarter last year, this little Air started playing up. It started shutting down on me while I was DJing. It shut down while I was doing radio. Oh, it was just a nightmare. So what I ended up doing was I ended up buying a Newmark standalone controller, and I started using my iPad a whole lot more. So in essence, I had some good technology, but some of it wasn't working. So what to do? Mac had started rolling out new operating systems that didn't cover that age of MacBook, and I was getting left behind on the new upgraded softwares with vulnerabilities coming up, and it was a little bit of a mess. So now I've always been a fan of Linux, and it's always been something that's been super elusive. It's been something above my pay grade always. But I've always wanted to get myself into Linux. So I had a machine that wasn't working and I had an opportunity here to install Linux on it. For me, that's a win-win. So I went ahead and did the research, found out what Linux flavor worked well for me, and I kind of settled on Linux Mint because I had fiddled around with it in South Africa and I loved it. So I stuck with it because it's really easy to use. It's similar to Windows and Mac, and believe it or not, there are loads and loads of applications that are substitutes for Windows apps that work on Linux. So that made me very happy. So after doing the homework, I found out what you had to do was download a program called Berliner Etcher, and then Berliner Etcher would then take the actual operating system and make an ISO of it that you could put onto a flash disk and boot it from a flash disk. Okay, it sounds quite difficult to do, but it's really not that hard. I did it and I succeeded first time. So I was very happy about that. So what I did was sideload it with Mac OS, the latest version that I could get of Mac OS, and I started using it and I really just enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. It was very familiar in many aspects, but there were some things that I had to get used to. So don't knock it till you try it, is what I say. However, last year in December, the Mac's battery was getting really tired. It was a 128 gig drive in it. So I thought, you know what, let's do this little Mac as solid. And I got a battery fitted by a Mac reseller, and he also put in a 256 gig drive for me, which cost me about $90 all in. So I've pretty much now got a good working larger capacity MacBook Air, which I kind of use just to back up my music. So my music library for my DJing runs off that, and that's kind of all it does. But it is still a cute little machine, nice and small, and I really like it. So I'm going to keep it, and I'm not going to put Linux back on there because I think the Mac OS now that I've got on there is Monterey, which I think is good enough, and it does what I need to do. It's just pretty much a research machine and keeps my DJ library current on there. But you kind of have to do it because Engine OS, which is the operating system that my controller uses, needs something that's either Windows or Mac. So it was a lesser evil. So I've got it running on Mac there. So if you'd like to, I can give you a little bit more insight into this and stop Windows from costing you more money. There's no need for 400 million people to go and replace a machine because most of them are perfectly good, but Windows wants you to update them. So it's planned obsolescence and just an opportunity to sell you more hardware that you don't really need. So Linux Mint, I reckon, is the absolute fix for that. So if this added value to you, I hope you like it. Please do give it a click there, click that like button, and hopefully I'll get a subscribe out of you as well, because it'll help me bring information like this to more people who need information like this. I hope you stay with me for the journey because it's going to be 30 days of journey, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.